Are you thinking of selling your home? Let's talk about some things you need to start doing now to get your home ready for sale. So the first thing you want to do is find the right agent to help you sell your home. And you can do a number of things to help find an agent. You might have family or friends that have worked with a good agent. Maybe you've seen someone like me posting videos online. Maybe you have a favorite brokerage in town. The best thing to do, though, is to interview several agents and decide which is the best fit for you. Not all agents are going to be a good match for you. Not all agents market a home the same. Not all agents know the market the same. So interview agents, figure out what's important to you, and then choose the agent that's a good match. Tune in and I'll do another video where I can give you some questions to ask in that interview, so help you decide what agent to hire. One of the questions that a lot of people ask is, do they need to have their home inspected before they put it up for sale? And the answer to that is no. It's certainly not required. However, it can be helpful to help determine issues early on that you might need to address when a buyer does submit an offer. And so that gives you time to plan and prepare, as opposed to having to make a quick decision when times and dates matter, when you're under contract. That can feel a little more pressured, whereas if you get the inspection ahead of time, it can let you know again and prepare ahead of time for what you might need to take care of. It allows for better planning, things like that. If you have a good agent, they'll also be able to walk through and kind of tell you things that may or may not be issues. Obviously, they're not a roofer or an AC tech, so they can't answer technical questions about those things. But there are other things they can identify that they can tell you might be worth doing or may not be worth doing. If something does need to be fixed or replaced soon, such as a roof, HVAC, or an appliance, best thing to do is get several estimates. Don't rely on one. Actually just met with a client last night. They're in a townhome with a tile roof. And the first quote they got was for a little over $70,000 to replace the roof. That seemed a bit high to me, especially if you're only doing half the townhome, because only half of it is theirs. So we went ahead and got a couple more roofing quotes. I'm waiting on a third one to come in, but the second one came in for half the roof at $32,000, for the whole thing $56,000, which is still a lot better than $70,000. So there can be big differences in terms of the cost. So get some estimates so you know exactly what kind of dollar amount you're talking about, and then from there you can plan. Do you have the money to go ahead and make the repair or replace the appliance now? Maybe there's an option, like in my case with my client last night, the roofing company that I got the quote from will take payment at close. So they don't need to come up with $32,000 or $56,000 up front. They could take it from the proceeds of the sale. It's a very different kind of conversation than if you need to come up with the money up front. That may make the decision for you, right? If you don't have $56,000 or $70,000, you don't have $70,000. That's it. That's all there is to it. So getting those estimates can help you make a determination on whether it's something you need to take care of now or can wait to before closing. As far as cosmetic updates, you're not required to make any cosmetic updates to the home, but certainly cosmetic things can impact the perceived value that buyers will place on your home, and therefore the amount they might be willing to offer. Again, you got to be careful here. I had a client that had green Corian countertops in their kitchen. It wasn't ugly or anything like that, but it wasn't granite or quartz, which is kind of the in thing now. It's what buyers are looking for. They asked me whether I thought they should replace it, and I told them no, because I just didn't think they were going to get the return on investment that it would have cost to put that kind of investment into the kitchen. And you always run the risk of putting in something that buyers don't like. So better off take a little less for the home, let the buyers make their own choices as far as that goes, and save the upfront costs of changing those countertops. But there may be certain things that are worth fixing. Landscaping, because that's the first impression of your home. Paint. If your front door looks bad, paint it. Those kinds of things, minor things actually that are relatively inexpensive, can actually have a pretty big impact on the perceived value buyer places on your home. Do you need to provide information about appliances that will stay in the home after it's sold? Yes. If you have any warranties, guarantees, user manuals, things like that, that's all really helpful, especially if you just replaced it. Especially if it is under warranty, hopefully we can transfer that warranty to the new home buyer. And if you have them up front, then that's all documentation we can provide to buyers to prove, hey, this is a new AC, or this is a new refrigerator, that kind of thing. And we can even attach some of that stuff in the MLS so they can see it for themselves up front if they're looking for a home with newer appliances. Often get asked about what it means to stage your home. Basically, that's cleaning a home and then creating as much functional space as you can. So minimizing clutter. That's really what we're talking about. It might be adding pops of color and things like that to the home to make it pop in pictures. But really the biggest thing about staging is decluttering the home and cleaning it. And those are the key things for getting your home ready to sell. Tune into my next video where I'll talk a little bit about what questions to ask a realtor when you're interviewing a realtor to help you sell your home.